It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 47, and we've come to the finale of the Bracket of Nonsense. With a lot of pain and a lot of help from our friends at Monstars, the official Facebook fan group of the Machine of Nonsense, we've come up with the final four contestants on the Bracket of Nonsense. I'll get to that in just a moment. I'm Eric, your host, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey.
And we have a full six-pack today. The whole crew is here, including Aaron.
Hello.
Ryan.
Hey.
Tomas.
How's it going?
And Mike.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Six pack.
Hell
yeah.
Somehow Stone Cold Steve Austin did not make the bracket. I think this is a dereliction of duty.
Yeah, we did cut wrestlers off.
We did.
That would have been.
It would have been 64 wrestlers.
My money would have been Savio Vega versus the British Bulldog in the final two.
Oh no.
So let's set it up. I'm going to give you the final four. One of these we decided in our last episode. We were able to get down to Leslie Knope beating Big Boss. So Leslie Knope is going to take on one of either Joel Miller or Tony Stark. And we left it up to the fans. And the fans decided in a landslide.
Yeah.
Tony Stark has moved on to take on Leslie Knope.
Like a golf club.
Oof.
Joel's right
Joel, we barely knew
Eric down and made him watch.
It was tough. It was a tough one for me. On the other side of the bracket, we let the fans decide both matchups. We had Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler versus Sirius Black from the Harry Potter series. And Sirius Black won. He beat Lou Bloom to take on
y'all fucked up.
The Dark Horse.
The fans don't know what they're talking about on this one.
Gary Oldman, man.
Nobody likes Lou Bloom, man.
She came in with that last minute Jared Leto defense. And then it all went downhill.
That's what it was. Everyone was like, "Oh shit, he is just like Jared Leto." Oh god.
No.
The final matchup was Rust Cole from True Detective versus George Costanza from Seinfeld, and in another landslide, George moves on to take on Sirius Black. So what we're going to do tonight is decide not only the semifinals, but the final of the Bracket of Nonsense. So we have Leslie Knope versus Tony Stark, and we have Sirius Black versus George Costanza.
Ooh.
Now,
feeling's gonna get hurt on this one.
this is a lot, guys. This is a lot. We've said a lot about all of these characters. I mean, we've been doing this now for 5 rounds, right? We've let the people decide some of these matchups when we couldn't figure it out ourselves. These are all of our favorite characters. They're here for a reason. Leslie Knope versus Tony Stark. Holy smokes, that's rough, guys. What do you guys?
Those are both of our top seeds. They took the whole bracket.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So on one side we have 2 top seeds getting to the semis, and then on the other side we got 2. I don't know if you'd call them upsets. Maybe Sirius Black is, I think, leaning towards an upset.
We pushed towards George being a top seed.
A little bit, yeah.
There was discussion about it at a point.
If there were 5 parts to the bracket, he might have been a top seed, maybe.
He's definitely a contender.
He's Alabama.
He's a heavyweight.
Number 1 team for me.
Roll Tide, roll Tide.
He will do that.
2 TV shows, 2 movies. We kind of mentioned the long game, and it is interesting. I mean, with Tony, we had him for 10 years, bunch of movies. Sirius Black in a very long running series. I think he's in 3, maybe 4 of the Harry Potter movies.
His essence is always there.
Certainly. And then Leslie, obviously, is the main character, one of, the greatest sitcoms of all time. And it just so happens that George also is, in one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. So there you go. There you go. I guess, fuck, let's just get right down to voting, maybe, right? I mean, do we need to discuss this anymore? Do we need to go around on this?
No. I don't think so.
Oof.
Unless somebody gets strong feelings on it.
I don't know, man.
Side of the bracket, I got easy feels. I know what that's gonna be.
One side of the bracket,
personally,
like, no problem for me.
Same, but I think we're opposite, Tomas.
Yeah, I believe we are.
I'm honestly real surprised Sirius went this far. He was just kind of like I love the Harry Potter. That's my shit, and he's the best character in it. And so he was on there. He honestly had a pretty easy walk to get here, unfortunately. Not to say those other characters weren't notable, but he didn't take out heavy hitters like George taking out Peter Parker and George taking out Russ Cole. I can't even see the others in there. That speaks to his name. Like,
let's just say, George did the snap on this side of the bracket. He took out half the bracket nonsense.
On the other side, I just gotta rip off the Band-Aid and make my decision. Those two are two that I came here with. Leslie Knope and Tony Stark.
Took both to the dance.
And so I had to go back to my original list when I planned all this out and I picked all my characters. I had it loosely ordered, and I just gotta rip it off. There's I don't know. It depends on the day. Maybe I'll feel a different way on a different day, but we've said a lot. We've said a lot about those two. You just got to make your choice.
What's kind of ironic is that, Kayla just made a wonderful point about George's strength of schedule versus Sirius Black. I came in here. I like Sirius Black more than I like George as a character. I've never really been into George. I like Seinfeld, whatever, and I don't know. George is probably my favorite character, but whatever.
George took out everybody. He took out Peter Parker. He took out Kratos. He took out Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
He took out Russ Cole.
Took out the video game.
And that's it's like you kind of made the argument for George really well there.
It's not going to vote for him. It's not going to be
unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Oh, he broke a sweat for me. He broke a sweat for me. These were, but he did well. He did wonderful.
This is what happens when you have
the people spoke.
They did.
Unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
So what's up?
If
Mike?
we're gonna get to the first vote,
oh man!
After watching some What If, I will say, man, wish Downey was involved with it.
Yeah,
the stand-in that they have for him, and they're kind of trying to make it Robert Downey. It's rough, but I don't think Iron Man would go on anyway. It's fitting that he dies here for Leslie. In my opinion, that's who I'm voting for, Leslie.
I'm just gonna be honest. I did 15 coin flips on a separate page, and 12 out of 15 of those coin flips were heads, which were for Leslie. So
wow, that's some wild shit.
This is a hard one for me. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I like both of these characters. I love Robert Downey Jr. He is everything that I've come to believe of a miracle story of a man rising up from the bottom. I just love how he, took on the role and made it his. Took a whole entire series on his shoulders and just fucking took it all the way to the top.
Are we talking about Tropic Thunder?
That, yeah, I love that movie too.
You mean his
Academy Award
Oscar-nominated role? Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So
How
I'm,
about Leslie?
I'm
Character on this bracket though, for that one, Heath Ledger's Joker.
I'm siding with Tomas's coin, and going with Leslie on that side as well, over Tony Stark. Tony's great. He was wonderful. But I think we did a couple love letters to him. We've given him his due. He deserved every nice thing we said. But Leslie's just she's so unique. I don't know. She's everything. Yeah.
I mean, she is married to one of my choices on the bracket, so
So that counts. She's got great judgment.
yeah.
The best.
Anyone else want to throw their hat in one of these rings?
I vote Leslie.
Any
Damn,
sway?
you guys are just
Sway us.
Tony died, so we
He
so
died
we
for our
survived,
sins.
guys.
I know.
He died for his sins.
And
You-
last
like,
week, I watched all the Marvel movies, and I'm still swayed towards Leslie.
we wouldn't be here if it was because of Iron Man. You couldn't be doing this
If-
podcast right now if it wasn't because of.
If Leslie had to do the snap, I would have died in the movie theater. I would have lost. Okay. I would have been.
I mean, decision's
Stop
already
it.
done, but I'm gonna vote for Iron Man. I am Iron Man. All right, that's,
Like that.
that's my vote.
This could have went either way. Like I said, I had to go to a coin flip for this on me, and I flipped it that many times because I kind of wanted it to go both ways. So.
Just continually flip until it
You
goes
know,
to
it's
the
like-
other way.
I was like, God, I don't know.
Kayla,
Well,
what,
at a certain-
Kayla, what was under your Band-Aid?
Under my Band-Aid is some cringeworthy parts of Tony Stark. So it's Leslie Nope for me.
Aw.
All right.
All
Decided.
right, man.
The
So
conclusion.
Ryan, why? Tell me, how does it feel to be wrong? How does
Damn.
it? It's gotta
I don't wanna-
hurt, right?
Okay,
don't
Ryan,
wanna
we'll have
say
each
he's
other on the
wrong.
next one. I promise.
I don't say he's wrong.
No, Ryan. Fucking
These are literally 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
Yes.
had to vote for Tony, and I just had to pay the price. That's all that matters.
I
I get
appreciate
ya.
it because
Yeah,
Appreciate you, man.
He deserves a vote.
he
Hey,
does.
I hope
He's here
they
for a
remember
reason.
you, Ryan.
So Leslie Nope moves on to the finals to take on one of Sirius Black or George Costanza. Okay. So
for Sirius Black. I'm just putting that out there. I waited
come
to
on.
the end on the first one, and I'm excited to go first on this one.
Costanza. All day. Can I vote for George twice?
I promise
that-
you, I'm
Yes.
excited to watch Seinfeld. I'm gonna do it, and I'm real excited.
And you're gonna love it.
And I'm
wonderful.
sure I will enjoy George's screen time. But unfortunately, the way you guys describe him makes him sound like a poop.
20 votes
sounds
to 4. I mean, it's obvious what the Monstars want. I mean,
I am fine. I am fine with that, but
well,
Should've been-
ironically,
should've
you
been
made the
Bloomin'
best
Onion.
the best argument I've heard so far for George. So I'm going George, surprisingly.
Yes.
It's Summer of George for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Into the autumn of George.
what do you it's Black Mike?
Yeah, Aaron, you're serious, right?
I'm George. If this was If this was Sirius Black from the book series, and I'd be Sirius Black, but I don't like him that much in the movies, so it's all George for me.
Man. Well, I do like that each of the semifinalists got a vote. You know, they didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
went
can't let
down
it go
swinging.
unanimous.
A little bit there. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
I vote for George.
All right. there it is. Ooh.
So after all of the amazing matchups that we've had, I mean, it's kind of a little bittersweet that it's gonna come down to a very almost predictable final in a sense. I think Leslie had a lot of heat going into this bracket, and so did George. You know, it's almost like this fated to happen. I think a little bit. So we got Leslie Knope,
Yeah, well said.
and we got George Costanza. I mean, I know what my vote is. I've said all that I need to say. I'm really interested to see everyone else, but I'm Team Leslie.
Vote for Nope.
George.
Costanza, original, OG.
It's
He
George.
walked so Leslie could run.
Oh man, we're just
This is George.
doing it. Yeah, it's George. There's
Wow.
just thinking about the different emotions of George, and there's no other person that I want like seeing when George gets caught. When he's scheming something stupid, but when he gets caught, what Jason Alexander does is it's one of a kind. And you'll see, Kayla. You'll see.
Yeah.
Is it gonna
I'm
beat
using-
Leslie Nope? This is literally the best character of all time.
For now.
For my money, I don't know. He makes me happy. Just
Yeah.
So
makes me
I
That's
do
how I
think
feel
that's
about Leslie.
that's a fun thought experiment. So, I mean, we put a lot of thought into the bracket and who we wanted to put on. Is there anyone in the world who could beat George? Is there anyone that we missed? Is there anyone that has
Iron
come
Man.
along? Or was George
Oh.
always the choice? Was George always destined to win this bracket?
He's probably the first when I was thinking of my list, he's the first person or character that came to mind. Like like when I was doing like obvious like boom, like he was there for me.
His side of the bracket, like another side, it would have been more issues when I like actually analyzed it. But like, I don't know. He's probably one of the greatest TV characters for me of almost all time. Like there's a different shade. I mean, like there's so much. When he wins, he loses. When he loses, he wins. Like it's such an amazing, hilarious story half the time, and he's such a terrible person. You love to see it.
Was George versus Arthur Morgan, was that like the signature win of the tournament? Would there have been a harder matchup that he could have had?
About George versus Joel. That would have been hard.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously Joel, but for y'all.
Well, I'm
George
wondering.
versus Lou
I'm asking
Bloom
now.
would-
I'm
Right.
asking Mike as an example. George versus Joel.
Who do I have in that?
Yeah.
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 George, yeah. Arthur versus George was probably his like the toughest one that he faced for me, even over Leslie, I think.
Yeah.
Because him and Leslie are in the same kind of space in the sitcom world,
Mhm.
and George carries more weight in Seinfeld than Leslie has too, I think. Leslie has such a wide cast. And I know that's come up a lot
Yeah.
as well as an
Whenever he's
argument.
in the
But
scene,
How
I'm
many
with him.
how many others do we have from that show on this bracket? So,
right, I think, and there's only one from Seinfeld. Like,
Yeah.
and I think there could have been more because there's so many great like side characters.
Putty.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think like someone
Yeah.
like Putty could have
Definitely
had
Putty.
like stole a spot on this list or something maybe, but
I mean, every episode in Seinfeld, if George is not in it, someone else carries Jerry, but if George is in it, he always carries the other three majority of the time.
He's a workhorse.
Yeah, he's such a, his character is just, it's fucking lightning in a bottle, really, for me. It's just,
I love that the spirit of George lives on through Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, but it's not the same. It's not the same without
No.
Jason Alexander. He just brings a level of self-loathing and just smarmy. I don't know, like.
It's the way he looks, the way he reacts. It's completely, yeah. Even though the character is Larry David doesn't. I don't know.
Larry David's not as good a Larry David.
Yeah, Larry David's on
Alexander.
Larry David.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
He can't. I don't think Larry David could pull off, Vandalay Industries, with his pants around his ankles, just like I don't, something like that. I think we made the right choice.
Well, I think we should probably get Netflix on the line. We've just probably made them, I don't know how many subscribers. They're getting Seinfeld pretty soon, but I mean, everyone who's listening to this bracket is probably just running out there and sending their whatever $14.95 or whatever Netflix is. October 1st, everyone, Seinfeld coming to Netflix.
I'm using it as an excuse to rewatch Seinfeld again. So.
Well, Kayla will be watching it
excited.
for the first time, so
I think I'll truly enjoy it. Those are definitely the shows that I am drawn to, and I hope it holds up. I'm not super into super crude humor. It can't, like, trust me, I can definitely enjoy crude humor if it's done right, but
It's not crude.
Not at all.
I wouldn't say it's crude.
then I think it'll be fine. As long as it just seems old to me. It's just
Oh fuck.
before my time. It's before I was into anything other than Friends and NSYNC. I don't know.
I felt the same way about the show before I watched it.
Yeah, I give it a chance. Exactly. It's always in the background, and a lot of the Jerry stuff. Man, Jerry's kind of lame in this show. Like, he just, I don't know.
I like Jerry.
I fucking hate the Jerry sucks, dude. I'm sorry. It's Kramer.
No,
Kramer.
I like Jerry more than Kramer.
Kramer is the most overrated one, personally.
Yes. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I like the Elaine Bennett stance.
Yeah.
Like,
9/10 of Kramer's jokes are just him bursting through a door. So
Yeah, Kramer is like the best for the GIF generation, the meme generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like George's parents. Del Boca Vista.
Oh man, you love
rest in peace.
anyone can relate with George's parents. Not only that, it's just like the side characters are also just so good, and like everyone's been on that show. For everyone from
It's true.
Man, Bryan Cranston's couple episodes on there.
Really good. Yeah.
So good. And he's in the John Voight's car episode.
his pencil was in there.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, I hope everyone enjoyed the Seinfeld cast.
Yes. Yeah.
No, we have completed now our grand experiment, the bracket of nonsense. I do really hope everyone enjoyed their time, both from the cast and everyone listening. It was great that we got a lot of support on Monstars, all the polls we put up. This some of these decisions would not have happened without you, the listeners, the fans. So big hat tip to you guys. We will be getting out of here. Before we do that, I want to note the next episode will be our What's Coming Up in October episode. That'll be episode 48. That'll be hitting here shortly after this hits. So be listening for that. October is stacked, folks. So I was your host, Eric. This is the Machine of Nonsense, episode 47. We completed the bracket of nonsense. As always, I ask you to like our social media stuff, share it around the internet. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the pod if you aren't already. Tell a friend. Leave us a rating or review. We would really appreciate that. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do it on socials, or you can go to anchor.fm/machine of nonsense and leave us a voice message. We'd love to hear from you, and we will put your voice on this podcast. We finished the bracket of nonsense. We were Eric, Kayla, Tomas, Ryan, Mike, and Aaron, and I'm tired from saying all those names. We're getting out of here and saying goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hasta luego.
We need to license Green Day's Good Riddance and use it.
Oh,
at the end.
no.
Hey man, I put the Mortal Kombat techno
That's
song in the Mortal Kombat episode. Fuck the FCC or whatever.
Never take me down.